Good morning, everyone watching the One Piece card game here in Canada or US, wherever you're watching from. Welcome. We're here at the Sheraton once again for the One Piece card game regional. We're so happy to have you today. Once again for a day of fun games. We don't have a top cut today, to go for day two, but people are still playing up for a lot of prizing and a lot of street cred for winning this one.
I mean, it's kind of amazing. It's, we're in Toronto. There's like FIFA going on. It's a beautiful day. There's Pride going on. There's a million things. And here we are in a basement playing some card games, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be.
I agree. It's been such a fun day. I know a lot of you guys are excited to see OP16 because it's been OP15 was a lot of fun, but it was also a really long time too. So people are really excited to see some of these new decks and how they shape up. So we've actually got two new decks to show you now. One a little older, but one definitely new. That's going to be super fun to watch.
Yeah, and that is kind of the joy of a new meta, right? Is you get new decks, you get to experiment, you get to try new things, and we see, just looking around the room, I was just chatting with some of our friends, and every single sort of like pro player or recognizable name, it's on a different deck. The meta is not figured out. Everyone is trying to figure it out, and so we have two of those decks coming up for you right now. It's going to be Rosinante versus
Goofy
or Goofy.
Or like
Goofy Luffy.
You call it blue-green Luffy or something like Goofy. I think Goofy is kind of a fun one to do. But yeah, no. So Goofy obviously being the new contender in this format. A lot of pros are gravitating towards it because it has a lot of aggression, a lot of card draw, a lot of options. It kind of feels like that high skill cap deck you want to pilot currently in a regional. So.
Exactly. Yeah, and both leaders sort of doing the same thing. They're kind of both cheating out bodies by getting back Dawn or saving Dawn in the case of Rosinante, and so they're kind of similar, kind of different.
Yeah. So we're going to be going into our game very soon. I believe it will be Rosinante going first.
Yep. And so we have Mint versus Bernardo here. Rosinante going first into Goofy. And let's see what the players have in store for us. So that was just a quick one-Dawn pass, looks like.
Yep, so no play, no searchers. So we got to hope that there is a 4-cost law already in hand. I think, did you say Mint mulled?
Yes. No, he didn't. He kept, and Bernardo mulliganed.
So we can assume Mint probably would have kept his hand without a searcher if, there was a 4-drop law in hand, just to make sure that's secured. But we're seeing 6 to lead here, so we'll see first how this resolves, followed by the leader ability, so -1 Dawn, which allows you to now play a Trafalgar Law for 2 less. So that allows you to rest 2 to play this 4/6 blocker law, then ramp 1 back because you have less Dawn than your opponent. So that is the standard opener for Rosie.
Yeah, and we're just seeing that Rosinante leader effect coming through. That's what he does. He can essentially return a Dawn and then play one of his laws for 2 less Dawn. He can also protect his laws, so if they would be KO'd, he can instead take a life. And of course, for Luffy here, as long as he has Impel Down types on the board, he can restand 2 Dawn. And so we saw the Ivankov search come down. That allows him to search his top 3, take an Impel Down card, play a 2 or less. And it looks like he played the Daz Bones off that, which allowed him to draw a card. And then Daz Bones, of course, can copy or can gain a lot of power, I should say, if he has a Dawn attached, as long as Bernardo has 5 cards in his hand.
Yeah, so not a bad opener from Bernardo's side having this developed. Definitely a way to recover, considering that, on your second on turn, you want to play 2 2-drop bodies. Missing that, not great, but this Ivankov is helping you recover on the 4 Dawn turn to get a body, at least 3 bodies set up. So moving towards that restand event ability. But we're going to pass back to Mint here.
Yep, and that 1-drop Luffy coming down, allowing him to, again, just keep searching for the pieces that he needs, finding more Impel Down cards. And then that Luffy gains power with a Dawn attached for every unique name that you have. This is sort of the feature of this new Luffy, in that you sort of want to collect all of the Impel Down characters on your board, all of your favorites, all the greatest hits of Impel Down.
All the All-Stars.
All the All-Stars. The more you have, the stronger Luffy gets. And of course, we also have the restand event that also has a similar requirement that we might see here coming out in this game.
Yeah.
And it looks like just a 6 swing coming through gets immediately countered with that Galdino that was searched off of the Luffy. Just using Galdino here as a 2K. Oftentimes, you don't want to use your other 2K, which is Prisoners of Impel Down, unless you have multiple in your hand, because you can cheat them out with Buggies. So just playing the Galdino here, and we see another swing coming through immediately.
Yeah, so usually this is like Rosie's opener, which is like 6 with leader, -1 Dawn for leader ability, so you can now set up the Rosie Law and drop that, and then you swing 6 again with the Trafalgar Law, and then you drop the 6/8 afterwards.
Yeah, that's something to keep in mind if you're looking to play.
Ooh, 2 1s. Wow. That's expensive.
That is expensive.
Yeah.
And here comes the Rosinante and Law. This is the heart, this is the engine of the deck. So it counts as both Trafalgar Law and Rosi. It's a blocker, and of course, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal or less to your opponent's, you draw one card and you get a Dawn. So this is doing everything you want. It replaces itself in your hand. It gets you back the Dawn that you essentially had to pay for leader effect. And it's reminiscent of cards like Sanji Pudding for GP Luffy. It's just the engine of the deck. You always want to play this. You always want to see this on curve. And we also do see the Rosinante Searcher coming out, just allowing him to search for a Law card.
Yeah, so passing to Bernardo here, going to 6 Dawn turn, so no bow available yet. So on your 6 Dawn turn, there's a bunch of plays you can do. You can do 2 4s, you can do a bunch of 2s, you can try to develop a 5-drop and then restand some Dawn. But here you're going to start thinking about what you can do here. And Bernardo starting off with potentially a 5 swing here, trying to bait Mint into a block maybe, because then a Luna can be really good, or I know your Strong can be very strong here. So yeah, let's see what he has in terms of freeze options, or if that will be the line he takes. Buggy dropping 5 and draw a card and play an Impel down from hand. Nice.
Yep, there we go. There's our first prisoner of the game, breaking free of the legendary prison, as it were, with the help of Buggy. And going to use leader effect to stand 2 Dawn. So Bernardo still has 3 Dawn here to play with. And the question is, what does he want to do with it? Does he want to turn a character sideways to keep the pressure up? I mean, you could certainly swing like a 5 and a 6 and a 6 if you really want to put down a lot of pressure on this turn. But then, of course, your board goes sideways and you lose your unique names should Mint choose to clear it. And it looks like we're just going to start off with a 6 swing because there are 5 unique names on the board. And that's going to be a take, no trigger from Mint. Still 2 Dawn remaining, and it looks like we're going to see a 7 swing coming through. So Dazbones will gain plus 3,000 power because he has a Dawn attached, making him 5, and then the 2 Dawn on top of that make this a 7k swing, requiring 2 cards from hand from Mint, or he will have to take this going down to 2 life. And of course, your life is a double resource as Rosinante because you can also use it to save your board. So you sometimes want to keep your life a little bit high in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it's really in Rosi's side to decide whether he wants to take the life or to protect his board. Like having to be able to be the one who chooses where basically your swing is going technically.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see Mint going into his next turn now. So yeah, Bernard doesn't turn his board sideways. So a lot of things are probably going to get cleared this turn. So he's not going to have. He wouldn't have the setup anyway to use Impel Down, the event to restand. But still, it looks like he's going for a different line where he's going to try to apply more pressure in the mid-game before setting up the combo, just because he needs more cards out of hand or Mint to have a lower life total before he can comfortably go for it.
Yeah, but it looks like a 5 swing coming through. Not clear where that's going. It could be life. It could also be at the board, and Bernardo's thinking whether to block here or not. It looks like that was going to life because a 1k was given. That's the new Galdino. Getting tossed out here early, and we're going to see a Wiper. And that's why he didn't swing at the board. Why do you need to clear these weenies when you can just Wiper them?
Interesting deck choice. I know a lot of people are running this Wiper for the NL matchup, for this Goofy matchup, being able to play it on the right turns. It's a weird card to include because it's often unsearchable for most lists. But yeah, if you ever see it in this kind of situation, it can be very punishing.
Exactly, and of course that just allows him to turn his life face up and then give all of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 and KO all of your opponent's characters with 0 power or less and attach a Rested Dawn. So Wiper he does a lot.
Yeah, Wiper is now a new guard of the Impel Down prison. Yeah.
Yep, okay, and it looks like just swinging 6. I believe that was countered. And then passing the turn back, so choosing to leave Rosi Law standing because you just don't want it to get Luna'd, you don't want it to get frozen. And it's also a blocker, so you want to have the options with that card. And if you turn it sideways, you're sort of limiting yourself. And of course, Bernardo would likely just take that hit or give you the character. Going to be the 8 Dawn turn, so we'll likely see a Boa coming down. Oh, it's going to be a
Gravity Blade. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 2 things off the board. So that does help you recover. Going 2 for 2 and then 2 for 2 back. It's a pretty good back and forth. That's why I think this matchup's super fun to watch because both sides have a lot of tools to answer the other and to extend the game. So both of these are very mid-rangey, high skill decks.
I love that. Like this is literally the players just going back and forth, one punch, back and forth. And both seeing their tech cards as well. Like both seeing the card you want to see in the matchup, Mint seeing Wiper, Bernardo seeing Gravity Blade, allowing him to just get rid of a Rosi Law because of course Rosi cannot protect a bot deck effect, so he can only protect KO. And so this is really good, and this is actually a rematch for these 2 players. They played on stream last time, and so Mint is trying to get his revenge. And the players are just going blow for blow here. 8k swing coming through. That was looking like that was at the Law, and then he chose to protect it? Yeah.
Yep. So into the Law. So now the leader ability is no longer active though, so if there's another KO effect or KO done to a Law, it won't be active. So technically, Bernardo could still choose to swing this 6 into the law to tax. So this prisoner can swing into this law and force something to happen. But nope, it's actually 5 to lead again. Oh, and actually, Mint's hand is looking only at 2 cards. You can swing the 6 into the ROSI now and actually demand 1 more card.
Yeah.
But no, Bernardo's going to choose to pass here.
Yeah, just saying I want to use that prisoner as a blocker because, of course, the buggy effect allows you to turn any prisoner on your board into a blocker. Taking a hit for the clown here. And Mint is on the ropes. Losing that Gravity Blade really did a lot of work. 5 at Eva. That's just going to fall.
Yep.
Eva did their job. Played out a body, swung. That's everything you want from that card.
Yeah, still 2 6K swings left. There's still a Sokka potentially coming down. I think Mint does. I think he might have one in hand potentially. I'm not seeing it. Yep. So yeah, Sokka is a very good tool for clearing the board and suppressing the board as well as ramping your Dawn. But we're seeing a 7 come through. I'm assuming that's going to be to leader and just.
It may have been to buggy actually, yeah, and it was.
Ooh.
So just saying, I don't think you have the 2K to protect the buggy, or I don't think you want to give me the 2K to protect the body. So both players are just sort of like going for board here, sort of pivoting into this weird mid-game state with a low economy, where neither player really has the engine that they want to have online. Luffy doesn't have a bunch of different names for the restand event. Rosie doesn't have his Rosie laws to set up a wall. And so this is getting scrappy. I like it.
Yeah. Okay, it makes me wonder what's in Bernardo's hand, because we haven't seen a lot of the 2-drops be played yet. So is he holding back some cards that just aren't super playable in this matchup? Is there a turn he's waiting for to set up a full 5 board all at once? Gotta see.
It can sort of be a little bit scary when Goofy has a bunch of cards, because they could either have a bunch of like Lunas and things like that that they're just waiting to play later to stall out the game, or they could just refill their board in one turn. And so you don't quite know. We see that leader effect looks like coming through, returning the Dawn that was used to swing to play out the secret rare law. That law will have rush here, so able to just swing right away for 6.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he can trash a card from his hand and trash the character to gain a life and play out another law. But first, going to swing 7 with Wiper. That will also get taken. This is a lot of pressure. Bernardo is down to 1 life here. And we are going to see Mint able to heal back to 3 life.
And drop a Rosie Law.
Oh, he found another one. And, of course, that Rosie Law is drawing him a card, allowing him to ramp an active Dawn. So he still has 3 Dawn here.
Yep.
And just going to pass the turn over, it looks like, saying I could have slow beam in hand, saying I could have a number of events that you have to play around here. The I Love You event would allow him to counter for 2, take back a 2K. And so that's why I love this matchup. Now it looks like Bernardo's on the ropes. I thought Mint was on the ropes. What's happening?
I know. And like Mint was, only 2 cards in hand and somehow has developed this board and drawn a card and ramped. Like,
and life.
The fact that each card kind of is self-replacing to a degree is just so good. And also that life total is looking much safer now, because now Bernardo needs enough swings to kind of crack through that life. So he's nowhere close to getting a lethal position. So Bernardo has to kind of once again swing this board back towards his favor. So he's got to think about how he does this.
Yeah, exactly. He does have a lot of Dawn to work with. And he should still have quite a few cards in hand as well. So going to start with 1, probably a Searcher. Luffy coming down, looking at the top 3, grabbing an Impel down. Looks like the Search is a Prisoner, a Boa, and a Croc. So this will tell us a lot about what he wants to do on this turn based on what he takes here.
Yeah, if he takes the Boa, it's likely that he doesn't actually have too impactful play right now. I don't think he would take the Prisoners unless he was worried about potentially losing to basically if he needs to stay alive and he needs a 2K desperately. And then the last card in the pick was, forget what it was. It was a Croc.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really have a target for bouncing right now. So it'd be like a value play that would require a 2-Dawn character to be in play first, because you can only bounce something that's 2 or greater.
Yeah, so just opting for the 2K. So that is relatively suggestive that maybe Bernardo already has some sort of a win con in hand, because we kind of saw there 2 different ways to win the game. We saw the Boa line, which doesn't feel that good, and then we also saw the Croc, which would be kind of a value play and to go wide. And Bernardo's just opting for the 2K here, saying I need to stay alive, and likely already maybe has some ways to refill the board. Of course, that Bon Carré coming down, Mr. 2, that will allow him to draw a card, and then that will, with 1 Dawn attached, allow him to copy the leader's power. Not as relevant in this case, but it's just with 1 Dawn, it's an easy 6K swing.
Yep. It's functionally a 5K body.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see what happens from here. Bernardo hovering a 4 Dawn, so
a Galdino might be really nice just to freeze up the board, draw 2 cards. Could actually, if he already had a Croc, that might be why he didn't take it here. He could play it, bounce Mr. 2, and then just draw a card and have a blocker. Looks like Bernardo thinking here, maybe just a swing.
5 lead, yep.
Gain some information.
Just do a tap,
Yeah.
see if Mint takes a greedy block here maybe.
Yeah.
Take, no trigger.
All right, so that does get taken. And so now Bernardo has to think about what he wants to do. He needs to build a defense and an offense simultaneously, and that's exactly what Crocodile will allow him to do here. Bouncing the Mr. 2 to hand, because of course Crocodile will bounce anything that on your board, essentially, as long as it's greater than 2 cost, but then he must play a 2 cost or less impel down. So he just bounced Mr. 2 to hand, played it again, drew a card. Now he has a blocker. Mr. 3 coming down, going to pop that, can freeze something on the board and draw 2. Probably going to freeze, looks like Wiper here. Just a heads up play, knowing that Mint might not want to swing the ROSI Law. And so Bernardo's kind of doing what I said. He's building a defense and offense simultaneously.
Yeah. He technically can have the combo active next turn. He does have 2 6k bodies lined up, so he can potentially play out a Galdino to be the 5th slot and then have his restand combo ready. But we'll have to see what he... Well, first of all, he has to make it through this turn. If Mint has a way to go for lethal potentially here. Not quite sure Bernardo's hand size, so can't quite tell how healthy he is.
Yeah.
But...
And it's kind of scary because, I mean, there is a Dawn up here, so we know that Luffy has a number of events that can be played here that can give plus 3,000 power. We have a blocker as well on the board, 1 life, and only 3 swings, potentially 4 if we wanted to swing the weenie. So Mint probably not feeling so good about going for game here because, of course, he could just get reverse swept on the next turn if Bernardo could hold off. And starting with looks like a 7k swing.
Asking for the event or the 2 cards. And Bernardo's going to give the 2k and a...
What's the other card here? Thinking about it, he might need that 1k.
1K.
Okay, it is going to be... It's always painful to throw away the Mr. 3. Just always allowing you to extend the game to keep drawing cards, but sometimes you need that 1k, and potentially Bernardo needs another 1k. It could be like a Daz Bones or something that he might have been thinking about to refill his board to go for that restand event.
Yeah.
And Mint just thinking here.
Yeah. Still, I think all 8 Dawn available for him. So he's resting 7, playing the Sokka, so giving -1 Dawn, giving something -6k power, not just for the current turn, but also for the following turn as well. So now this
choosing the
prisoner is
here.
-6.
Yep. Again, we see both players kind of sort of freezing or minusing characters that they think will want to swing. Because Crocodile, of course, if you swing it, then it's no longer a blocker. So we're just seeing kind of the logic here between what they choose to freeze, and this is really heads up. And it looks like we saw that Sakazuki effect coming through, so that allows him to rest a Dawn to gain or ramp basically 2 Dawn back.
Mint thinking about... He's hovering this 1 Dawn. I think he's thinking about attaching it and swinging 7 with the Law as well. He's trying to gauge, I think, how safe he is if he does so.
Yeah.
He was...
And we see actually, we can see he does have a hand filled with counter here. It looks like 2 2Ks and then a Divine Departure. So Mint's win con here is likely just to hold out, to survive.
Yeah.
To stay strong in the face of all of these impel down shenanigans.
We're seeing a 6 come through, though. So Mint has no fear. He can also replace this with a... Well, I don't... Yeah, he doesn't have another Law blocker in hand, but, you know, if he did, he could replace it as well after swinging. But Bernardo's going to take... If Bernardo takes here, I think it's a sign that he's just going to go for it next turn. I think he has no choice.
Yeah, this could be a little bit of a bait here, saying, do you really want to turn sideways? And it looks like Mint not taking that bait, saying, I've got counter. I think I can survive. And now it's on Bernardo. He's really on the ropes. He has no life. Now, don't count out Luffy. Luffy can still actually potentially go for another turn here as well. But it's got to be... It's a little bit scary. And this is the point in the game where it's kind of like, what win con do you have?
Yeah.
With Goofy, they have usually a Boa with a Brook shenanigans restand, or they play the Impel Down, we're going to Navy HQ event that allows them to restand their board and potentially have like 10 swings coming your way. And so which win con does Bernardo want to go for here?
Yeah.
And is he backed into a corner? Or can he try to, again, just maybe Galdino freeze something? Live another turn with blockers and just keep poking away because, of course, Mint only has 3 cards in hand. Starting with the 5, the
lead.
slow turn of the 5.
So here, a lot of information he'll pick up here because if he sees a 2K, he gets some knowledge off this too. He can make some of his other swings a little taller as well. So 2K. So he can technically use the restand event. If he's able to drop just a single body, he can restand some Dawn. And then he can go for it further. So 6. So with the Croc turning sideways, I have to guess there's some way to use the restand event. There must be a body you can play, followed by restanding 2 Dawn, then swinging the other bodies, and then restanding, and then going for it.
Yes, because he would need a minimum of 2 Dawn, right, to get out the next body. And then he will need 1 Dawn to attach to Bon Curé.
And then 1 to Luffy as well.
And then 1 to Luffy as well, yeah. So Mint has to be sort of thinking ahead here, seeing the future, using some observation hockey to try and figure out, okay, how many Impel Down characters are coming to my Navy HQ, and asking to see the trash here, just getting informed about what could be coming out, getting informed about, can you survive another turn? Potentially, I think that's maybe what I'd be thinking here. Like, do you have another Mr. 3? Just confirming what the what Galdino can do here as well if that were to come out. And so Mint really has to think, how many swings can I survive? How do I allocate my Dawn?
Yeah, you see him hovering the Galdino. He's trying to read exactly what the effect is.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make sure that, what can it attach to. So it can technically attach to the Impel Down prisoner, but it won't, with it being a 0k power, it's likely not going to actually get a real swing through.
Yeah, and
so
does give
2K.
the 2k.
All right, so
down to 1 card in hand, and we know that's Divine Departure, so the next hit will have to be taken here or blocked. And so we can see Bernardo just thinking, taking his time.
6.
Going to be another 6 swing coming across here at Rosinante, of course, copying the leader power, so 5,000 plus 1 Dawn gets us to 6,000. And Mint in a bit of an awkward spot. He's thinking, do I block, do I take?
I think, I'm trying to think of what he's doing. I think there's a world where you block here because you don't want to give away the information of what's in your hand. Because if you take this 6, the 7 now costs 2 cards. But if you block here, then 7 comes, potentially a 7 comes across the next swing, and you don't have to counter that.
Yes, yeah.
Right? And you just take that hit.
Yeah, and I think the read here, too, is Mint does not have a 2K, would be, I think, my read.
Yeah.
I think you would give the 2K if you had it. And so we'll see how Bernardo adjusts to this.
2 Dawn. So if Bernardo uses the Galdino here, nope, it's going to be... Yep, so it's just going to be a restand 2 Dawn. Yep. It's not going to be any kind of trick on the 2 Dawn play.
Yep.
Just fill the board with 5. So now the Impel Down event for restand is active.
Yep.
So from here, it's pretty standard where the line will be... Oh, wait. He didn't swing his Luffy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wonder if he's trying to go for taller swings then?
Yeah, potentially thinking about going for the taller swings here. Because he could have restood the 2 Dawn from Daz Bones and attached to the Luffy and still had enough.
Yeah.
So it's going to be that 6 swing coming through again.
Ooh.
And now it really depends on what Mint drew. We just don't know.
I think I might see I Love You event.
That would be, if he got that out of life, that would be huge here. That would be exactly what he needed.
I wonder if Bernardo recognizes that he missed a swing.
Yeah.
Because I think that 1 swing might be the difference maker.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like Mint did draw the event, right? So he is just going to take.
It's a take, okay.
Yep. Maybe he have perfect information before he decides how to counter.
Yeah.
No, wants to know maybe is that a 2K in life? Is that another event in life?
6 lead.
Another 6 comes through. We still have 2 Dawn standing. The 6 gets blocked. Okay, again, Mint just really good, doing a good job here of not giving away anything.
6 lead.
Yeah.
And if it's
there's a 6. That gets DD'd.
And 6 lead.
And 6 lead.
Oh,
it
wasn't.
It was lightning.
Oh, such a close game. You can never count this goofy deck out because of that Impel Down event. I keep calling Impel Down All-Stars to myself because that's just how I see the events.
My goodness.
Wow. That was tight. I love Dr. Bernardo after and see his thoughts in the last. There's so much tension at the end there. Both players are on a razor's edge. I could lose, they could lose. Both of us can clear our boards.
Wow.
I think Bernardo's recognizing that there was some difficulty with his early game start, so he needed to just kind of go for a Hail Mary play.
Yeah,
so he definitely played to his outs.
I mean, that's like, I'm so happy that that's what we started with. We
Yeah,
started with a
yeah.
trip to Navy HQ. This is what the new deck does.
Navy versus the Navy versus the Impel Down.
Impel Down versus Navy.
Yeah.
But this is what Luffy does. This is why Luffy is such a popular deck.
Yep.
It's the new contender, the new kid on the block for a reason, and that's exactly why.
Yep.
Like just a million swings coming out of nowhere.
Yep, it's like,
how do you respond? How do you
5,
counter?
6, 6, 7, 7.
Unbelievable.
Just crazy. Like getting 12 swings in a turn. Just such a fun game. But yeah, that's our first game of the day. I'm excited for way more of these because, like, yeah, this whole day we'll be trying to show you as many of the new decks as we can. Lots of fun matchups and lots of really great players around here. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff too. But yeah, no, what a great game to start off with. But yeah, I'm a huge Goofy fan, so I hope to see more of it. Yeah.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
No.